Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today is going to be a little bit more of a casual video because I want to go around and I want to fix up a bunch of the details around here. Not so much like figures and little details like foliage and things like that, but what I want to do is put some buildings on foundations here because some of them are, some of them aren't. There are holes in the city, like namely over here. So that is another thing that I want to fix as well. And so also you notice that there's a hole here. The town hall is missing. I did just get that order in. So I will be able to actually start building the town hall. And in fact, I've already done that. So I've already started building the town hall. So I'll show you guys the sneak peek of the first floor in this video here. And then this video is coming out on Friday. So then on Monday, I'll show you guys the different orders that I had gotten in the mail today, and then also the day after, which would be Tuesday, I'll show you guys the completed town hall. So I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a little bit more laid back, more casual, and I'm just gonna talk while I'm doing a bunch of stuff. So let's just jump right in. All right, so in a previous video, we had done all of the roads around here, and we put the Tudor Corner, Holiday Main Street set, the Palace Cinema, Assembly Square, and the Grand Emporium on foundations there. And we also did the same for the detective's office and the brick bank. Now, the pet shop here is actually not on a foundation, as is this, actually, now that I'm looking at it. As you can see, the Assembly Square is, and then it kind of jumps down, and then the two buildings here are just on the table, whereas this is actually like on a platform like that is. So I want to get all of the other buildings up like that today as well. And I want to start to figure out this area here. Not entirely sure if I'm going to put the town hall here or if I'm going to put it there. I'm like 90% sure that I want to put it here so that I can have the wings on either side. But I want to try it here just to try it out because the botanical garden is tentatively going to be here, and then maybe the town hall and then the museum at the end. So we're going to try and work on that a little bit as well. But for starters, we're going to work on this section right here. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to show you guys all of that, and then hopefully this will look a lot better. I don't have a building to put there, unfortunately, but at the very least, we can put the base plate at this proper height, so then once we do get a building in, it'll actually start to look really good. All right, so some time has passed since that last clip, and instead of doing like what I said I was going to do, I went ahead and I actually finished building the town hall. I'm still going to show you guys just the first floor today, and then in that video next week, I'm going to show you guys the entire thing. But I built that, and then I also just came in here and I put these buildings on foundations here. So now that's all good to go, as well as this base plate here. So that's good. This does need a support going down the middle, like this way. But I think it's fine for the time being. It doesn't really matter since there's no building on it. So that's fine. And then I also added the sidewalk extensions in. So now that is all good to go on this side. This side still needs it, so I'm probably going to end up doing that in today's video as well. And then over here, this whole section of sidewalk extension was just messed up and it wasn't attached properly. So I went in and I fixed all that up, but now it's all pretty much good to go. And then what's next here is to just add the foundations underneath the bookshop and this half base plate here. And then that way, this whole section can be raised up. And then I would like to also do the sanctum as well, but I guess we'll see how many pieces I have to do that, and then we can kind of work our way down this way if we so choose, or we can come back and focus on a couple of other things around here, like the sidewalk extensions here, as well as on the other side of the street as well. So I'm going to go in. I'm actually going to place the town hall and show you guys that, and I'm also going to get out of the access hole to give you guys a different angle of everything that we just did. All right, so here's what everything looks like from the front of the city here, and so I think that looks so much better. That really, really helps tie it all together. It's such a small thing, but I think it helps so much. And then this is the first floor of the town hall here. As you can see, it is massive, and that's only the first floor here, and so kind of coming down to eye level, you can see just how tall it is when you compare it to the other buildings here. So this is going to be a really, really big presence in the city here, and so I'm really excited about that. So definitely click subscribe and stay tuned so you don't miss out once the video goes live showing the entirety of the town hall, and also once we build the wings on either side as well. I'm going to save testing it for that other video where we do the full kind of overview and placement of it in the city. This area here is definitely an option, but I'm going to save all of that footage for that video. So that's its own thing. And then coming down this way is where I want to focus next with all of the sidewalk extensions, just because I feel like it needs it. And then also I have this right here, and then that's pretty much it. So I need to also do this section and then kind of just work my way down. And then hopefully we can get somewhere with it. But there's so many little things to do that it looks like it doesn't change much. But to me, I notice these kinds of things. And so I think that really, really helps a ton. And so with that, we're going to continue going around. I want to do the sidewalk extensions and also, like I talked about, with the foundations underneath the bookshop. All right, so I guess a little bit of a progress update for you. I went through and I pretty much just did this section down here. Again, I'm not really adding details. It's just the sidewalk extensions and some of the tiles in here. I'm pretty set on this here, so that's why I'm adding the tiles. But for stuff like this, I just took an old section or a section of sidewalk extension that I had from the previous layout, and I just threw it on here. So that's why you'll see random grill tiles and 2x2 plates and things like that. And then the lampposts are not in like their proper spots. So that's kind of why I'm just doing this. I'm just throwing them down because I think having it like this looks better as opposed to having it like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm going through it and I'm just doing that really quick. And it's not crazy progress, I will admit, but it does need to get done. And some days it's just, this is just what happens. You know, it's just the little things, and then eventually it adds up to make a bigger update. But I'm happy with this. I think this is looking really good. So let me continue working on this, and then I'll also work down there a little bit. Hopefully I can get that done as well. And then I want to at least try working on this area here. Not entirely sure how that's going to shape up, but I guess we're going to try. I have that base plate there just for fun, I guess. And then we're going to also try and like figure this out, because maybe we put the botanical garden here and then the museum somewhere in this area, and then we have just like green space on the other end, or maybe green space in the middle. So that's something to consider, but I have to figure that out first. So let me continue working on the sidewalk extensions, and then we can move over this way and we can try and figure out this section of the city here. All right, so I went ahead and I did a bunch of the sidewalk extensions. I also did it over here for the Tudor corner, so now this whole section is good. I just need to add the couple 1x2 tiles that are missing, and I did go ahead and do a bunch over there as well. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about was actually this right here, and so I want to try and keep the Ferris wheel here if I can help it. However, it sticks out quite a bit because the track is on the edge of the table here, like you can see. And then it needs an extra 15 inches. And then so that's where the front of the Ferris wheel is. Now, what I could do is, and then the road is here. So if it went straight, it would just run right into this. But what I could do is I can have this little angle here. And then I can have, this is just a placeholder for the time being. But with that, I could go and then put the train crossing here, have 2 train crossings, and then have an extra 16 studs of space there for that section of buildings. But let me come around this way just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a different look here. So then this is what we're working with. So that's the angled section there, and then the road would come this way. Now I think that's okay. I don't mind that. However, I think it would look better if the road came through here, and then that gives 16 studs of breathing room for the Ferris wheel, so then people can sit outside, or I could put like vendors out front and things like that. So then it'd be the train track on the side, the Ferris wheel, 16 studs of just open, probably green space, and then 2 sections of road here. So it'd be a full base plate worth of road, and then this half base plate, and then the boutique hotel, and then so on. The problem with that, though, is if I come back this way, then this road would have to go from this all the way out to, let me see if I can do this with one hand here. It would have to go all the way out to about there. Actually, I think it's 1 stud up. So it would be there. And then this would have to, I don't even know how that would work, to be honest with you, because this is not a lot of space to make that happen. So that is kind of what I've been going back and forth with right now. In order to give myself more space here, what I could do is shrink the size of this block here. And then so instead of having 3 full base plates of buildings, I reduce it back to 2. And then that gives me an extra base plate worth of space here to make this angle happen. That is an option. I could definitely do that. I don't know if that's something that I want to do because I do like this layout here and I think it has a lot of potential, but that's kind of what I'm toying with right now, at least. And then I don't know what that would mean for all of that over there. So that's something that I've been kind of thinking about recently. And so I think that just putting the crossings here, I think is definitely the easier of the two options. And although it wouldn't look as good for that space over there, because then I think 32 studs there would be too much. And then this wouldn't have anything. And then if I put the crossings over there, then everything would be a little bit more balanced, I think. But then this is just too steep of a turn here. It would essentially just be like a full S turn. So it would have to come this way and then that way. Whereas with this right now, it's just kind of like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. That is kind of what's on my mind. So let me know what you guys think of that. I would be pretty curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. But that's going to wrap up today's video. I know I wanted to get more of this done, but this really stumped me for some reason. So that is pretty much that. But like I said, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe, as well as click the bell notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. If you guys have any feedback for me on this angled road here and what I should do with this whole space here, make sure to drop a comment down below to let me know what you think, because this, while it is a mess on this expansion table here, I am going to be going through and sorting this over the next couple of videos, both on camera and also off camera in the background. So this will be pretty much cleared and ready to go to start building over here, because we've done a lot of stuff here, especially over there. We've done a lot of stuff there, and we've done a fair amount of work over here as well. But now that the grid is kind of established, I want to start working this way a little bit as well. So seriously, once again, thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think of the angled road and all of that stuff. But that's all I got, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.